Hello everyone, my name's Larry, aka Simidad. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to Snowrunner hard mode, episode 10. Day 12 actually, I think. I hope you're all well. Hope you've had a great week so far. What have you been up to? We are back here on Island Lakes. We are picking up exactly where we left off, which is up here on the mountains. Now, what we want to do on this episode is, it's going to be a bit of a jumping around episode, but basically what I want to do is I want to come down here, I want to come all the way down to the gateway to Smithville Dam. I left a fuel trailer around here somewhere. I was pretty sure, there I think. So, we'll pick that up on the way. I want to take that through the gateway to Smithville Dam, and that will give us a little bit of fuel in Smithville Dam for the time being. There are other fuel trailers on here. There's absolutely loads of them, so we will probably drag through more at some point, but at the moment, at present, there's no kind of spare fuel on Smithville Dam. So, oh well, that's not strictly true. There is a scout trailer which we need to pull out of the mud, I think, for a mission. So let's just follow the road round. But yeah, it's going to be a little bit of a jumping around episode, so we're going to be doing that first, and then the next thing I want to do straight after that is we're going to hop back to Drummond. Which way? No. Yeah, I want to hop back to Drummond and get back in the P16, and then we want to transport that through to Smithville Dam to take it back to the garage to we want to fit a hitch on it, like a fifth wheel hitch. Okay, so this comes out of the timber yard. Yeah, we're gonna fit a hitch, a fifth wheel hitch, so we can attach a semi trailer. Because there is a can't go that way because there's a bridge out. This is going to be slightly longer than I anticipated. We could potentially go that way if we cut across there. That does look to be somewhat of a risky maneuver. Well, there's double bridges out. Alright, I think what we're going to have to do then is go the long way around. Alright, well, we'll clear that off for a sec then. So we want to come out here, down here to there. We want to follow that road, and we want to go up there. We'll stop there to refuel, and then we want to... That's our trailer there. Get that, and then head down that way. Because yeah, the reason we want to get the hitch on is because there's a trailer here, which is a semi-trailer, which has got steel beams and what I think are concrete blocks on, which will help us finish building the last bridge in Drummond, which is a reasonably good payday. I think it pays about $6,000, which, like I said, is a pretty flipping good payday, to be fair, for us. And then once we've done that, we will head back to Michigan. Sorry, not bloody idiot. We're on Michigan. we'll head back to Black River in Michigan. Probably in the Scout. And then really want to tackle, well, I want to basically try and get that Scout out of the one that scuppered us before. I want to get that out of the lake, or the sludge, wherever it's in. And then after that, we probably need to reconfigure our trucks a bit. At the time of recording this, last night the episode went out where it was episode 6 that went out last night, and that was the episode in which I sold the pickup, the cargo bed. And, you know, there was a couple of feedback about that. Some people said that that was a mistake. I probably agree, but also it did help us fund the tires to the truck, to the Scout truck. So, in my opinion, it probably was a mistake. Or not a mistake per se, but an error in judgment. But I feel like it was sort of somewhat justified at the time to enable us to get better upgrades, because obviously the thing is, we're not we haven't been doing a lot of the jobs as we've sort of been going along, or any of the missions really. So we've done a couple, but not anything, you know, significant. So it's not like money was coming in particularly fast that we could have held off and waited until we'd done some Scout missions. So I'm hoping with being able to finish off that bridge in Drummond, I think, like I said, I think that pays. Come on, get through. I believe from memory that pays about £6,000 or dollars. Which we've got 4,174 in the bank. So that will see us through somewhat nicely. Let me just see if I can just winch this over so we can attach it. I know that's quite lazy. Whoa, reverse. So yeah, I'm hoping with that, that'll give us enough to get at least a crane and some kind of cargo carrying trailer or bed. And then we should be set up to start clearing some of the roads. I think that's probably the way that I'm going to go from here, because obviously we've done all the scouting now, by and large. There are 2 upgrades that we do need to collect on the way back through. One, I have been sort of on-off looking at Map Runner to just get a feel for the maps, to try and, so I'm not completely aimlessly wandering. Now, there is a upgrade in Smithville Dam, which we don't particularly need to get immediately, because it is an upgrade for the Scout 800, which obviously we sold. We will obviously get it for completeness, but I'm not in a mega rush to get that. And I'm still 99% sure that I missed one upgrade on Black River, which was in an area not covered by the watchtower unlocks, which is why we missed that. So we will definitely pick that up on the way back to the Black River garage. So this is Smithville Dam from the other end. Now, what we want to do is we probably want to, let me just think. So what's the easiest way up here? We can't go through there really, because obviously that is, even with our tires now, I think that's probably dangerous territory. I mean, we could try it. We probably really want to put the fuel trailer somewhere relatively central. There's a trailer here. What's that? So has that got... I think those are planks. Is that wooden planks? And the bridge needs wooden planks. Okay. Right, so I think what we'll do is... we're going to bring... It's risky business because when we came down here, I can't remember if we had these tires on or not. And all of this is quite bad, as you can see. I think if we stick to the roadways and we go slow, because ideally we want to go around here. We could look at getting... I mean, the quickest way is going to be straight ahead by this quarry. And then we want to probably dump the trailer sort of about here. So, let's see how we get on. Obviously, I may ultimately live to regret this. But we will see. It won't be too bad because we will be bringing the P16 back through here to go back to Smithville, to go back to Drummond Island Lake. Whoa, man! The scout trailer's bumpy, yo. So yeah, ultimately, if we do get stuck, it's not the end of the world because we'll just abandon the scout and we'll just think. So we want to stick it in low first as last, and we want to get straight in. I do have a feeling that this is probably stupid, but as long as we try and stick to some areas, probably actually want to try and stick on the other side because that's where the telephone poles are, and we can use those for winch points should we need it. I believe also there is a truck over here that we need to pick up as well. I think it's just right through there on the trees. As long as we keep reasonably close to these power lines, we should be okay if we get stuck, because we can use those as winch points. They're fairly secure in the ground. So happy days. I think this is the first time that we've been over here, because I think we chickened out last time. I think we got over here, saw how wet it was, and sort of chickened out. This looks quite deep here. Oh yeah, no. Whoa, whoa, oh, come on, bud. Come on, you can do it. Just keep swimming. Just keep swimming. Ha yeah. What I will say is I do feel like, and it's probably not a great thing, I do feel like I'm getting a little bit of the hang of what to do. Let me just knock that tree over. Seem to be getting my confidence up a little bit. Because like I said, we did try and come this way one time before when we were scouting out, and we sort of got scared and backed out. But she's doing alright. fallen power line there. We'll try not to get snagged on that. We'll weave over to this way because there's a bit more in the way of trees here. Ooh, boy, yeah. I gotta say, it's going pretty okay for now. Obviously, we don't want to get ahead of ourselves too much because that could change quite easily. I think slow and steady definitely wins the race around here on these in this type of terrain. No doubt about it whatsoever. I said after we'll have to come back through here with the P16 on the way back to Island Lakes to pick up that trailer once we've got it back. And to be honest with you, the P16 is that slow that unfortunately I think that is probably going to be most of this episode is fixing that bridge because it's quite slow. We've got to drive it all the way back to Smithville Dam garage. Of course you've got to go over that way. There's a raised suspension for the Scout 800, so we've got that. So we may as well have got that with the Scout because it'd be a bit easier than bringing the P16 off-road, as it were. Obviously, the fuel in this trailer is not a considerably large amount. Obviously, when we've done the task at hand with fixing up the bridge, we'll be looking to bring one of the bigger trailers through to leave on Smithville, because this is only 900 litres, I think. And the fuel tank, for example, on the P16 is 300 litres, and it drinks like a fish. So by the time we've run back here, it's probably gonna need refilling. And it's, 900 litres. It's only 3 refills of the. It's only 3 refills of the P16. And we do want to try and be a little bit cautious with the fuel because I was chatting to Mr. Farquhar and Rusty in Discord the other day, or yesterday, and they were saying that come the end of the maps, when you're ready to move on to Alaska and you're 100% complete and everything, it's worthwhile. Alaska's quite expensive for fuel if you buy it there. So they said it's worthwhile bringing a tanker bed over on the back of a truck full of fuel, because I think they said it's cheaper to do that to pay the cost of transferring the truck over to Alaska than it is to buy fuel there. So we obviously don't want to burn through all our fuel if we can help it, just so that we've got the ability to be able to take some over with us when we're another 60 or 70 episodes time, when we're 100% complete and ready to move over to Alaska. What I have decided as well is, again, this is me, right? If you're new here, this is what I'm like. I try and think incredibly far into the future for no reason other than to make my own life harder. But if you've been here a while, you'll know that I'm a sort of meticulous planner in that sense. I like to know where I'm sort of going to end up. So what I've sort of decided is, for every new region that we enter, we're going to get a new scout. So when we are ready to move to Alaska, we will get ourselves a new scout truck. When we're ready to move to Taimyr after that, we'll get ourselves a new scout truck then. so on and so on. So every single time that we get a new region, we'll get a new scout truck. It's not to say we'll sell the old scout truck. We'll probably keep them because they might come in handy, but they'll be in storage. Right, so we're gonna leave this boy, girl, whatever here. Just here will do. We're gonna turn the engine off to. We're gonna detach the trailer and we're gonna stop the engine. So that trailer is gonna stay there for a little minute. We're going to go to Drummond and we're going to jump ourselves in the P16, which, if I had any sense, I left it somewhere nice, which yeah, it's all right. So yeah, we're going to drive this now over to Smithville Dam. We're going to drive it all the way back to the garage. There is a trailer which I just spied when we were looking at the map back in Smithville, which I think has got the logs on it, or the planks rather, to be able to... So we want to handbrake off, start this up. We're going to detach the trailer there. Now comes the hard part. Turning this monstrosity around. And we're going to scoot our way back up the hill. We're going to head back toward Smithville Dam garage to fit the fifth wheel hitch to this. Now I do have to admit this is probably longer than it needs to be because there is a warehouse just the other side of the Smithville Dam, or the Drummond Island entrance, which we could get concrete blocks for. And we do have flatbeds, sort of trailers that we can pull. Just want to... So we want to go down there. And we want to stop tracking that mission. That one, stop tracking it. Yeah, we could make this a little bit quicker if we wanted to. And we could reverse back, get that trailer that we just detached and pay the fee. But we are going to need the fifth wheel at some point, so we may as well do it now. Because I do want to get this bridge completed. The fifth wheel is not going to... It's not going to cost us anything really other than a little bit of fuel. It's got me thinking now. That is going to cost us a little bit of fuel. There's no trailers, so we are going to have to turn around if we want to get that and do it that way instead. So basically what we could do is we could use, because there's a trailer up here somewhere. Up here maybe. It's got steel beams on it. This has got steel beams on it. We could potentially just pick up a trailer and go and get the concrete blocks from the other side. Just pay the 150. We'll get the $6,000 back, so it's, you know, mega profit. I wonder if we just do that actually. So we'll need to what we could do is go down here. There's a trailer right there. I think we're gonna stick to the original plan, which is to go back to the garage. That was the original plan, and we'll stick to it. I'm just hoping that we've got enough fuel in here to get us to the fuel trailer. Straight over this way, over the bridge. Like I say, there's a pretty nice payday waiting for us at the end of this, so it makes sense to do this now. And then we can, because we're going to have to do it anyway, and the fifth wheel hitch is free, I believe. At least it was on the other truck, so I don't see why it wouldn't be on this truck. Here we go. So we're going to be entering Smithville with a little over half a tank fuel, which only really needs to get us to the dam. We're going to see if that trailer can fix that wooden bridge on the way, because that'll help us out immensely. And then we'll come back. So this is Smithville Dam from the other way, which we have already been this way. This is how we came into Drummond with the Scout. So it's already got us tracking the bridge repair. It's actually wanting us to pick up from there. Right, so we'll just follow this road round. See, the concern that the fellas had was my ability to carry cargo, because I'd sold the sideboard bed. Now, I'm not too worried about it, because obviously we are earning money now, and also there are a fair amount of trailers around, should we not be able to afford a sideboard by the time we get back. And from memory, there is a slightly curveball option in the garage that we could use if we wanted to. Which was the only thing is, I don't know if it would actually take all types of cargo or not, but it's it's a big like dumper truck bed. But it was only $1,000. Now I don't know if that's base game or if it's from a mod that I've got running. Because I'm not running like loads of cheaty mods. Not, you know, that wasn't the point of hard mode. Was wanted to run it to see. So I've got mods running, but they're not like real cheaty or anything like that. I mean, there is the real huge temptation that maybe I could just go down there, but that looks pretty rocky. And I think that's probably a recipe for disaster, because if we roll this truck, we are in some big trouble because it's quite heavy. I certainly don't think the Scout would be able to pull it back on its wheels. So but yeah, I will say I appreciate you all if you've come back. If you've been watching from the start of this series, I hope you really are enjoying it. If you are new here and haven't seen the rest of the episodes, do go back and watch them. It's been some entertaining ones. Whoa, 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 whoa. Yeah, appreciate the support. We're closing in on 400 subs. I'm hoping, actually, to be honest, by the time this video goes live, that's how far ahead we are, that we'll probably already be at 400 subs. But at the point of recording, we're at 397. So you guys are awesome. Appreciate every single one of you. Like I've always said, if you're new here, you won't know this, but it was never about like fame or fortune or any kind of that kind of stuff. I just wanted to get like a like-minded community of people that played similar games to what I played, and that's what's happened. And yeah, it's happened with more than I expected. So genuinely, every single one of you that subscribes, I appreciate you more than I could express, so thank you. And as always, thank you for coming back and watching my quote-unquote silly little videos. So there's the trailer with... can we just... What's that got on it then? Oh, that's got... What is that? What is that then? It's called Fallen Rocks. Did we not activate this then? Yeah, we must have not activated that mission, which is funny because it's quite by the garage. Just was wondering if it was worth dragging that trailer back for a job, but I don't know where the parts need to be. It's like their service parts or something. Alrighty. Yeah, there's service parts there, and I don't really know. There's in here. Have we got any Smithville service spare parts? Oh yes. So I'm gonna drag that trailer. So we're going to pull this trailer with us. So we're going to pull this trailer along with us because we can use that down the line. Obviously that does impact us being able to grab that log trailer. I'm hoping we can winch the log trailer along with us at the same time. It makes sense since we are in this part of the woods anyway. Alrighty. It's going to do us nicely. Like I said, do apologise. This is not going to be like getting loads done episode. The rate at which it's going is probably only going to be getting back to Smithville Dam garage. So we are nearly there because that is the scout fuel trailer. So up here is the, as you can see there. We have a little quick drink. So refuel from the scout fuel trailer. So that leaves 717 in there. Got that trailer so we get some XP. The problem is, can we get out this way? There's a way across the river, but I don't really want to do that. I want to go across here. I want to try and cut across there. Pull that in a bit tighter. Probably gonna get a picture of that. Obviously, we've put the logs, the planks on the back because we want to deliver those first. messed up our angles here. Come on. I realised this was the absolutely suboptimal way through here, but it was easier than turning around with these trailer. Righty, let's go. Problem I think I'm gonna have is I think that I need to release the winch. To detach the trailer. Pulling over here. Back up. What we're doing because we're nudging that one. And we can load. So that's that bridge done. We'll get paid $2,200 for that, so we can leave that trailer there. Go forward. Attach the winch. Pull that in a bit closer. Then onward to the garage. There we are. Lovely jubbly. So that takes us up to $6,374, pounds, cents, whatever currency is your preferred. It leaves us for a straight shoot across the dam. And then we'll get to the garage. That will probably kill some time in the garage. Now, I'm not going to be too long in the garage, but we are going to also fit the upgrades that we got, so we may well get some extra money from the garage, because if there's anything that we can sell from the upgrades. And that would be absolutely awesome. We'll go around here nice and slowly. Yeah, I'm just a little bit miffed that, to be honest, that I didn't tick the job off by the garage where the road is blocked. Because I'm just sort of wondering. Let's turn the map around. Because that's the easier way to the garage, to be honest. But I just don't know if we go up there and... Because I'm taking a hunch here that the fact that boulders over there needs service spare parts, is it a possibility that this needs service spare parts and that unlocks a quicker way to the garage for us? So I'm going to take a little punt at that. See if that is wrong, then we're going to have to backtrack on ourselves and come the other way around. But we're right, that's still going to tick us off a job, and it's going to give us a quicker way to the garage. See, that's the focus now, is opening roads. Clearing the roads so that we've got easier ways through the maps. Building bridges as required, all that kind of stuff. Obviously on Drummond we've done 2 bridges. On here, well, 2 bridges and half of another bridge. On here we've done a bridge, and hopefully about to clear another road here. If the hunch pays off, that is. If it doesn't, then this is a bit of a diversion that we probably didn't need to take. If this pays off, then this will open up a quite a lot quicker way to the garage for us. I'm just a bit perplexed why we hadn't unlocked this before, to be honest, but... Show tasks, a rock slide. Okay, start tracking. Right, the hunch has paid off in the sense of we are right, but it's the other side. So we need to somehow turn this around. Oh, no, 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 no. Oh, you son of a... Oh, my God. Oh. Right, well, that's caused us some pain. Yeah, didn't know that happened. Which, obviously, that is problematic for us because we don't have a crane at this point. So we'll have to remember that those are there. Now we will have to go the long way round. Which is down here, and I just don't think that we're gonna. I think it's far too big to go up there, so we're gonna have to go all the way to the end, up there, and then turn around, go up there. What a bloody idiot! All right, so first job when we get a truck with a crane is we've got to go back and rescue that cargo. In hindsight, should have probably detached the trailer and then winched it round. We will... Oh, 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 oh. Probably not a wise idea to pause the game. Pause the game as you're about to enter a big ditch of mud. Right, what's I wanting to do? Stop tracking that. So, yep, when we get a truck with a crane, that's what we need to do, is come back and grab that cargo again. There's me trying to be like all smart and efficient. Took a punt, didn't pay off. Sort of paid off. The hunch was right, because based on the fact that the other rockfall needed spare parts, just obviously had to be the other side of the rocks, which is where I wasn't, and there was no other way around. So let's get around here. Lovely job. As I said, as I said in the beginning, there's a good shot that we were going to be doing this all episode. I'd sort of envisaged that we would get back to, at least get back to Island Lakes before the end of the episode, but as it happens, I think we're probably going to finish up in the garage. It's just how slow she is. With a stutter. With the autosave, as usual. Felt quite precarious. Watch out for this tree stump here. Right, so it's dead ahead. Yeah, that was really not ideal with the trailer. But lesson learned for next time. In a tight spot like that, just disconnect the trailer. It'll be easier. What I'd be interested to know is, does the Pacific have any kind of like roof racks or anything like that to carry extra fuel? Because that would be really handy. Whoa, that is not handy. Don't to run into the thing. Alrighty. Nearly, the garage is just at the top here. What I don't know is if there are any other trailers in the vicinity that have got service spare parts on them, or even just flatbed trailers, because I think there's a warehouse up here. There's a trailer store. That's not really any good to us. I don't want to buy a trailer if I can help it. There is a mission there that we need to tick off. But as it is, there doesn't appear to be any spare trailers immediately accessible. It's fine, it's fine, it's fine. No one ever said this was going to be glamorous, right? Doing it my way, and hopefully doing an alright job of it. Alright then, Mr. Pacific. Here we go. It's time for you to finally get your fifth wheel. Right, move to garage. Customize. Engine. We've got a new engine, that's handy. Oh, and we can get 2850 for that as well. Happy days, bruv. So we get a better engine and we get a bit of cash. Happy days. Nothing on the gearbox. Nothing on suspension. We can get some different tires if we want, but that's fine. There's really not a lot available. Could get a flatbed, which is free actually, but no crane. And that's what we came here for. Which is, we'll put that on. You don't want, I'm not really bothered about that. Not really bothered about that. Did unlock some of these. Don't really want to do that. The only one we can do is reinforced. Do like the look of that, but I don't really want to buy it. Same with that. Not really that bothered about that. And we've got the only one rim type color wise. Don't know. I quite like that, so we're going to go for that. So it wasn't a totally wasted mission because we got the fifth wheel hitch. What does slightly bother me about the fifth wheel, if we just jump back in quickly, we've got that one there, and it says there, a saddle for attaching heavy semi-trailers. Now, I just don't know. We have a look. If we hop over to Island Lake, right, the trailer that I'm looking for is that one, I think. No, which one is it? I think it's this one. I think it was this trailer here. Which, that's not a heavy trailer. Now, I don't know if that means that we can't attach to it, because if we can't attach to it, then that means this whole entire thing has been for nothing. But that's where we're going. Is we are going to... going to Smithville. Not Smithville, that's where we are. We are heading to Island Lake. Well, actually, because we're pretty out of time anyway, because we were in the shop for so long. So what I'm just going to quickly do is I'm just going to nip up here. Because there was a mission up here, so we may as well tick that off while we're up here. Because we're not going to have any time now to really make any progress back to Island Lakes. So, we'll just go that way through the do not enter sign, because we're rebel to the cause. And then that is the local farmer's been pulling long hours to get their property making progress with burning few fuels. Can you haul another tank over to their private facility? Accept that. We're not going to do that for a long time yet. We are going to be looking to do that way, way, way down the line. There's also a contest up here and a loading point. So we can get stuff here, I think. Let me just back around the other side and see where the loading point is. See what you can get here before we finish up. Yeah, so we can get service spare parts here. Vehicle spare parts, oil rig drill. Right, good to know. Right, then. You lovely lot. Let's handbrake on. Let's turn the engine off. Stop the engine. Let's pause the time. We did run over a little bit. We are 10 AM, but that's fine. Alrighty, guys. That's going to do us for this episode. I hope you've enjoyed it. It's a bit of a slow one because we're just getting the Pacific back to get the fifth wheel on. Hopefully can hitch up to that trailer when we get back there. Like I said, I'm slightly concerned because I said heavy trailers, but we'll see on the next episode how we get on with that. Unfortunately, that does mean the next episode is probably going to be a slow one as well because we will be driving back to Island Lake and then back to Drummond. So we may change it up in between. I may maybe decide to get the Scout back to Black River and do some stuff there first, but we'll see how it goes. But in the meantime, guys, if you have enjoyed the episode, hit the like button, subscribe if you're not already, and leave me some thoughts, feedback, comments, suggestions, tips, tricks, anything like that down below, and we will catch you in the next episode. Take care.